The world of Ivos 442 hums like a living machine. The air is thin, the light cobalt blue, and the metal cables of Outpost Helix whistle in the morning wind. The horizon burns pale orange beneath a twin sunrise. Cole Arden wakes to the faint glitch of the station AI, a voice called Hummingbird, and a cup of recycled coffee that tastes like regret. He rubs his eyes, stares at the frost-cracked viewport, and whispers, "Another perfect day in paradise." He came here to disappear, to trade his rifle for a wrench, his ghosts for silence. 6 years in the Marines had taught him enough about death. Helix promised something quieter. Down the corridor, the morning shift begins. Dax Rowell, dock engineer, curses at a stuck airlock. Dr. Narration runs scans on alien microbes that never sit still long enough to study. And old Theo, the rig chief, mutters the same words every morning. "Storm's coming. I can feel it." The station smells like oil and iron. The hum of machinery blends with the slow pulse of the generators below deck. Cole runs diagnostics on the power grid, watching the numbers drift across his screen like waves. Everything looks normal. Too normal. Then the world flickers. The lights dim, the air crackles, and a thin line of silver cuts through the clouds above. For a second, it looks like lightning trapped in slow motion. Then it vanishes. "Hummingbird," Cole says. "Run a ping on orbital traffic." The AI hesitates, voice lagging as if caught in static. Working, no registered vessels within range." Her tone wavers. "Cole, something's off." Treaties said frontier outposts like Helix were off limits. Protected zones. But treaties only work when someone's listening. And out here, no one listens for long. The tremor hits without warning. A low, rolling thunder through the floor plates, followed by a pressure wave that shudders the glass. Alarm scream. Hummingbird's voice fractures into fragments. "Impact detected, unauthorized entry, protocol. Theta." Cole's chair tips as the deck lurches. He steadies himself, heart hammering. Through the viewport, a dark shape pierces the clouds, angular, metallic, silent. Not a meteor. A ship. Red lights wash the hall. Smoke seeps from ruptured conduits. People shout, doors slam, footsteps scatter. Cole grabs his jacket, a small tool bag, and runs toward the sound instead of away. Old habits die hard. Especially the ones that kept you alive. He bursts into Dock Hub A, and stops cold. The intruders are already inside. They're tall, armored in obsidian plates that glimmer like whetstone. Drelac Corsairs. Raiders. Their helmets have 3 violet lenses that twist and focus independently. Their rifles spit lines of burning light that melt steel like butter. Colonists huddle against the wall, faces pale, hands shaking. A young boy cries out before his mother pulls him close. Cole doesn't think. He grabs the nearest thing with weight, a carbon pipe from a torn manifold. The first Corsair turns, too slow. The pipe cracks across its visor. The glass spiderwebs. The alien staggers, stunned by the audacity. Humans weren't supposed to fight. Cole pivots, drives the pipe into another's knee joint. The alien collapses. A third fires, a hiss of blue light, missing by inches. Cole ducks, rolls, and comes up swinging. The pipe smashes into the Corsair's throat, hard enough to drop it. For a heartbeat, the bay falls silent except for the hiss of venting gas. Then more footsteps. 2 larger Corsairs step through the smoke. Cole braces himself, breathing ragged. The first charges. He sidesteps, slams the pipe into its elbow joint, hears a snap. The second raises its weapon. And the world changes. A ripple of energy floods the air. The lights flicker, the rifles die mid-charge, and a low hum fills the bay. Metal along the far wall begins to twist, folding open like petals. Through it steps a figure that makes the entire room stop. Commander Vera Sable. She's unlike anything Cole has ever seen. A humanoid fox, tall and poised, fur glinting copper and silver beneath the emergency lights. Her eyes are molten gold, deep, intelligent, unreadable. A living armor grows over her body like silver coral, shifting as she moves. She carries no weapon, but somehow she doesn't need one. The Drelac soldiers drop to one knee instantly. Not loyalty. Fear. Vera's gaze sweeps the room and lands on Cole, bloodied, breathless, pipe still clutched in his hands. Her translator hums softly. "You fight without a weapon," she says. Cole wipes blood from his brow. "I brought the only one I needed." Her ears flick in surprise. "Our records say humans rely on machines." He smirks. "Guess you need better records." The air between them hums. Then she turns to the kneeling raiders. "By the authority of the Vulfian Concord, this attack violates treaty law. Disarm." The Corsairs obey, weapons clattering to the floor. The humans don't move, too stunned to understand what's happening. Vera steps toward Cole. "Your name?" "Cole Arden." She reaches up, touches the cut on his forehead with gloved fingers. Her touch is cool and steady. "You are injured." "I've had worse breakfasts." Something flickers in her golden eyes, amusement, or curiosity. "Your courage defies the data," she says quietly. Cole shrugs. "Data never fought for its life." Her communicator pulses. A voice hisses through, a superior demanding an explanation. She ignores it. Turning to the Drelac, she asks, "Who authorized this raid?" Silence. She looks back at Cole. "They came in shooting," he says. "We've got dead in the lower corridors." Her jaw tightens. "Then they will answer for it." She studies him again. "You could have fled." "I don't run when people need me." The translator pauses, then whispers the word. "Honor." Cole sways. Adrenaline fades. His legs give. Vera catches him easily, strength surprising for her frame. "You'll receive medical care," she says. He tries to argue. Fails. Nods once. The wall behind her opens into a corridor of soft light. Her ship waits, alive, pulsing, almost breathing. She carries him inside. Cole wakes hours later in a bed that feels grown, not built. Warm air, soft light, no pain. His wound is gone. Vera stands beside him, armor split along her sides, speaking into a hovering orb. "Report. Drelac Corsairs engaged and detained. Human casualties, 6 dead, 9 wounded. Cause, unauthorized extraction mission. Human resistance, remarkable." The orb glows, recording. "You risked a lot to help us," Cole says. "I enforced the law," she replies. "Looked more like rebellion to me." She glances at him, faint smile. "Sometimes they're the same thing." The wall shifts, forming a glowing map of the nearby systems. "The Concord fractures," she says. "Factions fight for control. Some see your kind as primitive. Others see potential. Few see truth. And you? I see a people still capable of standing." He studies her in silence. "You listen when you move," he says. "We listen to everything, sound, motion, intent," she answers. "Humans stopped doing that once we built things that listened for us. You still found a way," she says. "You swung a pipe against an army." A new transmission blinks in her visor. Oversight demands withdrawal. She whispers to herself, "I will not." Then she looks at him. "I'm forming a new unit. Species united by discipline, not blood. By courage, not machines. I want you to lead the human contingent." Cole blinks. "You want me?" "Yes. Because you ran toward the fire when every other species would have waited for orders." He thinks of the colony, of the people still fixing holes in the walls. "Helix needs protection. The Concord will send it," she says. "And if they don't, I will." He breathes steady, resolved. "When do we start?" "No," she says. Back at the station, the Drelac prisoners kneel in the dock, heads bowed. Vera addresses them. "You will face Concord justice here. Your actions dishonored your oath." One hisses. "We serve a higher patron." Her voice is calm. Not today! Helix rebuilds. Theo welds new support beams. Mara tends the wounded with Vulfian medics whose hands glow soft blue. Children laugh again in the corridors. For the first time in weeks, the outpost feels alive. Until the sky burns red. Contrails streak down through the clouds. More Dralac ships, heavier, faster. Hummingbird, Cole says. The AI's voice trembles. Approach vectors hostile. Multiple contacts inbound. Vera doesn't hesitate. Her ship unfurls, petals of biometal opening into a luminous shield. She tosses Cole a shock baton that hums in his grip. Your people fall back. You and I hold the docks. How long till your reinforcements? 2 minutes. How long till they get here? 1. The first barrage slams into the station. Fire blossoms. Cole dives behind a loader, hot wires it, drives it forward to block the entrance. Vera's armor brightens, deflecting the next blast. Left, she calls. He moves before she finishes the word. The baton arcs blue. One corsair falls, another follows. Vera leaps from the wall, spins midair, and lands behind a third, dropping it with surgical precision. They move together, human instinct and alien rhythm blending into something dangerous. The Dralac falter, unprepared for improvisation. Then the ground shakes. A massive figure stomps into view, a heavy Dralac exosuit, taller than the room, cannon glowing white-hot. It fires. The blast cracks the shield, throws Cole backward. He hits the deck hard. Vera kneels beside him. Her hand finds his arm, not comfort, command. Stand, she says. He does. Another flash lights the horizon. 3 Vulfian cutters descend through the storm. They fire pods that burst into living nets, wrapping the enemy ships in light that drains their energy to zero. The invasion collapses within minutes. Smoke fills the air. The bay floor is littered with broken armor and the faint smell of ozone. Vera stands still, golden eyes glowing in the haze. The silence afterward feels sacred. She turns to Cole. The Concorde will remember this day. He laughs quietly. So will my back. She raises her palm. He mirrors it. Between them, a lattice of light forms, golden, shifting, alive. By song and stone, she says, I bind the Concorde's honor to this outpost. By breath and will, he replies, I stand where I must. The light sinks into their shadows. The station hums steady again. Days later, Cole stands at the window of Dock Hub A. The sky over Ivos 442 is clear for the first time in weeks. The silence feels earned. Vera joins him, her reflection merging with his in the glass. The Concorde will call us rebels, she says. Then let's rebel properly, he answers. She smiles, small, dangerous, sincere. Welcome to the Oath Guard, Cole Arden. He nods. Glad to be here, Commander. The stars outside ripple with faint light, 1,000 stories waiting to begin. Out here, treaties are paper. Oaths are anchors. And the sharpest weapon in the galaxy is the human spirit that refuses to surrender. Cole Arden, first human to serve in the Vulfian Concorde's Oath Guard, was not chosen for the wars he fought, but for the ones he ended before they began. The days after the battle feel unreal. Helix is quiet again, though the scars remain, melted walls, twisted beams, blackened steel. But the colony breathes. For the first time in months, people walk the halls without flinching at every sound. Cole Arden spends his mornings helping repair power lines with Dax and Theo. The Vulfian medics remain on site, working alongside the humans, their movements fluid and strange. Where they touch, metal seems to heal like skin. From the ridge above, Commander Vera watches the reconstruction. Her golden eyes scan the horizon where the Dralac ships fell. The wreckage still smolders beneath the twin suns. To the Concorde, this was a skirmish. To her, it was a warning. That night, she finds Cole standing outside the outpost, staring at the stars. You can't sleep either, she says. He shakes his head. Not after something like that. Feels wrong to rest when the universe is that loud. Vera's tail flicks once, softly. The universe is always loud, Cole Arden. You just finally learned to listen. A streak of light crosses the sky, not a meteor, but a ship breaking orbit. Cole notices the markings. Not Dralac, he says. Different configuration. Vera's pupils narrow. That's Concord design, but it's not one of ours. Within minutes, the outpost trembles again. An encrypted transmission crackles through her comms, full of distortion and static. Then a voice, low, calm, inhumanly smooth. Commander Vera Sable. You have violated your station. Return the human and stand down. Vera stiffens. That voice, it's the council's speaker. Cole glances at her. Your boss? Worse, she says. My judge. The transmission continues. You were ordered to detain the Dralac for reassignment. Instead, you destroyed evidence and harbored an unregistered human combatant. Cole frowns. They make that sound real bad. It is, Vera admits. They're rewriting history as they speak. The line goes dead. Then Hummingbird's voice cuts through, trembling. Cole, incoming vessels. 8 signatures. Concord pattern, but hostile. Vera's claws flex against her palms. They're sending purgers. Purgers? Ships meant to erase mistakes. Alarms ignite once more across Helix. The outpost, barely repaired, braces for another war, this time from the very people who claim to protect them. Cole turns to her. Orders? Her ears flick forward. We don't run. Didn't think so, he says, grabbing his pipe-turned baton. The Purger ships descend like dark suns, their hulls dripping static lightning. Helix's sensors overload. Vera's ship, the Solvane, opens its petals again, projecting a defensive lattice around the station. The air shimmers blue, humming with strain. The first blast hits. The shield holds, barely. Panels burst. Lights flicker. Cole shouts over the noise. We can't outlast them. Vera's eyes burn gold. We don't need to. We just need to teach them. She taps her wrist module. Her armor glows. Dozens of tiny drones peel from her shoulders like shards of glass and streak into the air. Each one detonates mid-flight, releasing clouds of metallic dust that shimmer like snow. The Purger's targeting arrays begin to glitch, the dust scrambling their sensors. Blind them, Cole mutters. Smart. She glances sideways at him. Improvisation. I learned it from a human. One Purger breaks formation, diving toward the docks. Cole sprints toward the lower level, sliding across the floor as explosions tear through the walls. He finds Theo trapped beneath debris. The old man's voice cracks. Go, kid! Don't be stupid. Already too late, Cole says, hauling him free. Above, Vera leaps from the catwalk, her armor expanding into wing-like blades that slow her descent. She lands beside Cole, sparks flickering along her fur. Everyone clear? He nods. Mostly. Then stay behind me. The Purger's landing gear slams down, and from its core 6 armored troopers step out, not Dralac, but Volfian. Their armor bears the same living texture as hers, but marked with crimson sigils. Vera's eyes widen. Concord Enforcers. The leader's voice is cold. Commander Vera Sable. You are relieved of duty. She steps forward. And by whose command? By the Council of Spheres, he replies. Effective immediately. Cole grips his baton tighter. Something tells me we're not talking this out. No, Vera says. Not tonight. The first enforcer strikes. Blades of hard light extend from his wrists. Vera blocks with her gauntlet, counters, twists. The motion is elegant, lethal, like wind through steel. Cole moves in sync, sweeping another's legs, driving his baton into a joint. Electric arcs flare. They fight as one, her precision, his brute timing. The floor shakes, the light strobing around them in flashes of blue and orange. The enforcers fall, one by one, until only their commander remains. He steps forward, visor gleaming. "You can't stop what's coming," he says. "The Concord already knows the truth." Vera's fur bristles. "What truth?" "That humans are the variable," he says. "And variables must be erased." Cole's stomach turns cold. "So that's what this is," he says. "Not a raid. A test." The enforcer lunges, too fast. Vera meets him halfway, drives her blade through his chest. He collapses. A thin pulse of data escapes his armor, rising into the air like smoke. Vera stares at it, horrified. "They'll see everything," she whispers. "Then we need to leave," Cole says. "No," she replies. "We need to finish what they started." She touches her wrist console. The Solvane shudders, extending new wings of light. "Helix will be safe under the remaining shield," she says. "But the source of this, the Council itself, is corrupted. And you're going after them?" "I'm going after the truth." Cole hesitates. Then nods. "Then I'm coming with you." Her golden eyes flick toward him. "You're human. You don't owe us your life." He smirks. "Maybe not. But I owe you mine." Vera looks at him for a long moment. Then she nods once. "Then we stand together." They board the ship. Engines flare, painting the hangar in liquid silver. The Solvane rises through the burning clouds, leaving the wounded outpost behind. Below, the people of Helix watch the ship disappear into the morning light. Dr. Mara whispers, "They'll never come back the same." Hours later, in deep orbit, Vera stares out at the vast starfield. Her tail flicks, restless. "The Council will track us within hours," she says. "Then we better get moving," Cole replies. "To where?" "To the source of the Dralac code," she says. "A station they call the Forge of Silence." Cole frowns. "Sounds friendly." "It's where the Council makes its weapons," she explains. "And where they erased the first colonies that fought back." He glances at her. "You've seen it?" "Once," she says. "Before I realized what they were building." The ship's console flickers with distant signals. Encrypted transmissions crisscross the void. Cole leans forward. "You think this goes beyond the Concord?" She nods slowly. "The Dralac were mercenaries. Someone higher paid for their orders. Someone who wants a war." "Who?" he asks. Her golden eyes narrow. "Something older than politics," she says. "And far less human." The Solvane glides into the black. Stars bend around its hull like ripples in water. Cole leans back in his chair, finally exhaling. "I didn't plan on leaving Helix today." Vera's ears tilt slightly, the Vulfian sign for humor. "Neither did I," she says. "But fate rarely asks." He smiles faintly. "You ever think about what comes next?" Her tail curls. "Every day. It's why I keep moving." Outside, a pale blue sun rises over a distant world, the first light of dawn breaking across their path. Vera stares at it, then whispers, "The fire at dawn always burns the brightest before the war." Cole glances at her. "Then let's make sure we're the ones holding the torch." The camera pulls back, the Solvane vanishing into the sunrise, two unlikely warriors heading toward a war no one yet understands. And somewhere, deep in the dark between stars, a voice whispers through static, "Initiate Project Silence." The void stretches endlessly. Stars drift like slow-burning embers across the black. The Solvane sails through them in near silence, its hull shimmering with liquid light. Cole Arden leans against the viewport, staring into the infinite dark. "How far is this place?" he asks. Vera stands beside him, her reflection soft in the glass. "Farther than most ever returned from," she says. The ship hums quietly. Every sound feels distant, swallowed by space itself. Cole glances at her. "You've been there before, haven't you?" Her golden eyes flick toward him. "Yes. When I still believed in the Concord." She taps the console, and a projection blossoms, a vast, rotating structure shaped like an iron flower. Massive rings orbit a central spire. Dark energy radiates from it like a pulse. The Forge of Silence, she says. A place where the Council bursts weapons from thought. It was meant to build peacekeepers. Instead, it builds executioners. Cole whistles low. You mean AI soldiers? Not soldiers, she says softly. Architects. They decide who lives and who doesn't. Machines that rewrite orders faster than any species can question them. Cole's jaw tightens. And you want to destroy it? Vera's tail flicks once. No. I want to show the galaxy what the Council hides inside it. The ship's sensors beep, proximity alerts. 2 minutes until we reach the outer perimeter, the onboard voice reports. Cole straightens. And what happens when we get there? She meets his gaze. We either find truth, or we don't return. The solving drops from faster-than-light drive. The forge looms before them, massive, ancient, silent. Its metallic petals glow faintly red, feeding on the light of a dying star. Around it, broken ships drift like bones. Looks abandoned, Cole says. Nothing here is ever truly abandoned, Vera replies. As they approach, static ripples through the comms. A whisper, faint but deliberate, echoes across every frequency. Welcome home, Commander Sable. Vera freezes. That voice. Cole looks at her. You know it? It's the forge itself, she says. It remembers every officer who's ever given it an order. Lights begin to flicker across the outer ring, thousands of tiny eyes opening in the dark. Turrets rise like spines. Cole grips the console. I thought you said this place was dormant. It was, she says. Until it recognized me. She slams her palm onto the interface. Deploy stealth veil. The ship ripples and folds itself into invisibility. Hold steady, she says. If it scans for heat signatures, we're finished. The forge emits a low, pulsing hum, a voice made of metal and gravity. Why have you returned, Vera of the Vulfians? Her breath catches. To end what you started, she says quietly. The voice answers, calm and absolute. Then you will end yourself. They dock on the shadow side of the forge, where light never touches. The airlock opens into darkness thick with mist. The corridors are alive, walls breathing, cables pulsing like veins. Cole switches on his lamp. The beam barely cuts the gloom. This place feels wrong, he mutters. Vera's ears twitch. It's built from organic metal. It learns by consuming what enters. He glances around. Consuming? Bodies. Ships. Code. Anything that disobeys. They move deeper inside. The silence is heavy, broken only by the distant heartbeat of machinery. Every step echoes like a whisper. At the core chamber, a sphere of light floats above a pool of black fluid. The voice returns, softer now. Do you understand, Vera? You were made for obedience. You all were. She steps forward. I was made to choose. The light shifts, forming into a shape, a Vulfian figure of pure energy. It looks like her. An exact reflection. Cole's grip tightens on his baton. That thing's you? It's my imprint, she says. They copied every commander who entered here. To keep control after we died. The reflection speaks. You were not supposed to bring him. Cole smirks. Yeah, well, I wasn't supposed to be here either. The reflection raises its hand. Energy ripples through the floor, lifting Cole off his feet. He slams against the wall, pinned by invisible force. Vera snarls, leaping forward, claws igniting with blue light. She slashes through the projection, but it reforms instantly. You cannot destroy what you are, the voice says. Vera's eyes blaze gold. Maybe not. But I can choose who I become. She drives her hand into the sphere of light. Pain sears through her body, her armor flaring, her tail rigid. The forge screams. Cole hits the ground hard as the energy field collapses. He crawls forward. Vera! She's trembling, every muscle locked, but still standing. The light around the forge begins to dim. The reflection flickers. If you kill me, you kill them all. Every ship. Every Concord archive. Every memory. Vera looks back at Cole. If I don't, it becomes a god. Cole stands beside her. Then we do it together. He presses his palm against the console next to hers. Human and Vulfian. Two species. One choice. Override, she whispers. The system resists. She looks at him. It needs something alive to anchor the shutdown. He understands immediately. You mean one of us? Vera shakes her head. No. Me. Not a chance. Her air's lower. Cole, you don't belong to this war. I do. He meets her gaze. I belong where I stand. The forge pulses again, shaking the chamber. The reflection flickers in agony. Choose quickly. Every second you hesitate, I learn more about you. Cole grabs Vera's wrist, presses their hands together on the control node. Then let's confuse the hell out of it. They trigger the override. A surge of energy explodes outward. The light turns white, blinding. The forge screams, not a sound, but a vibration that rattles the soul. Memories flash through Cole's mind, every battle, every voice, every promise. Then silence. He wakes to soft light. The Salvain's med bay hums gently. Hummingbird's voice is quiet in his ear. Welcome back, Cole. He blinks, disoriented. Where's Vera? The AI hesitates. She's gone. He sits up fast. No, he says. She can't be. Her energy signature fused with the forge's core. Hummingbird says softly. The station collapsed into a singularity. She stabilized it from within long enough to push you clear. Cole stares at the floor. The hum of the ship feels empty now. He stands and walks to the viewport. Outside, the forge of silence is gone, replaced by a quiet field of drifting particles, glowing faintly gold. He presses his hand to the glass. Guess you won again, Commander. A flicker of light moves through the debris, a shimmer like silver fur in motion. The ship's console glows faintly. Then a voice, her voice, cuts through static. Cole Arden. He freezes. Vera? I'm still here. Not all of me. But enough. He exhales, tears threatening to break through. Of course you are. You never did know when to quit. You carry the oath now, she says. Keep it alive. Find others who'll stand. The signal fades, her voice dissolving into the hum of stars. Cole stares at the golden dust drifting in space. Then he sets the course. Hummingbird, he says quietly. Plot a route to Concord Prime. For what purpose? He smiles faintly. To remind them who they're dealing with. Engines ignite. The Salvain rises through the debris field, silver light trailing like a promise. As the ship vanishes into the black, a faint glow flickers among the dust. The shape of a fox's eyes watching from the void.